This video is sponsored by GoToRoom, the most affordable video conference room solution for your business.
Called Contour. We ended up competing with GoPro for 10 years. Made amazing product. Got our ass smashed by GoPro.
From this entire thing is a thesis. This entire project is a thesis. When you're like, it has to be this way, and we're gonna do these things, and it's gonna go this way, and you build a financial model this way, and then it falls apart.
This is Marc Barris. He is the CEO and founder of Moment.
Moment's all about mobile photography. So we started by making the phone a better camera. And now we make gear for your phone, so we popular paid camera app, and then travel services.
When he asked me if I wanted to film his meeting with Gary Vaynerchuk, well, I said, of course. I have lots of love for Gary and, well, thought it would make a good video. Gary is actually an investor of Moment and a part of Marc's journey building his company. But Moment isn't Marc's first multi-million-dollar company. It's his second.
Take me back to 2003. What was that company?
I was a college student. At the University of Washington, they had like a business plan competition. A roommate was like, hey, I'm entering this, you should enter. So I just joined it. I was on the path to be an accountant. My mom was like, hey, you should be an accountant. So we did this entrepreneurship.
Very safe.
And yeah, it was like an idea of a motorcycle and a camera. So like, oh, I'll participate. We won this little competition. Now that I realized, oh, I want to start something. Yeah. So I was a skier and we wanted to record what we were doing. So we made what was an action camera. It's called Contour. We ended up competing with GoPro for 10 years. Made amazing product. Got our smashed by GoPro. We figured out how to win the market, but that was like 10 years. So like I basically spent my 20s.
Wow.
Figuring out who I was gonna be and how to start a company.
So during that time, was GoPro in similar stages?
Almost the same story. They started as a surfer, I started as a skier.
Wow.
That was the second company, my first. You learn a bunch in the first time around. We just were naive. We thought, hey, make really great products, that'll work. And what they showed us is not about the great product. It's like make a brand and capture consumer hearts. And they did that really, really well.
So I don't want to rub it in, but what was one thing that GoPro did to like build that brand that you said? What was the difference?
They were just really consistent about it, and they were very good about capturing the hearts. So we were very functional. We named the thing Contour and it was like, we tried to convince people with their mind, like you should buy these things, here's why, and they just did a good job of capturing the heart. So they showed you what you could do with it. And like led you to imagine. What you found is that when people bought action cameras, they got home and realized, wow, it's not as good as the marketing was, right? I'm slower, it's cloudier, the wind sucks. I mean, it's like Red Bull's marketing campaign, just with the camera instead of sugar water. But to Nick's credit, he did it really well. He's got a yacht and I'm hanging here.
Hanging here with Sara Peachy. You did something wrong.
I believe your company, more than most companies, which is why I kind of just perked up.
Yeah.
I think you should do a pretty aggressive pre-roll podcast advertising campaign.
Okay.
I think you should get somebody on your, what's that? You haven't done it, right?
No.
I think you could crush this. I think if somebody goes and does some real homework on travel,
Which ones to go after?
Here's what, this is what I love about you, because you're hacking the App Store.
Yes.
It's a same game.
Yes.
Go to the travel podcast.
Yes.
Look at the top 200 podcasts.
Yes.
Know the first 10 are gonna be expensive and overpriced. Right? You know, it's
There's
the same
11
game,
through
right?
99.
11 through 99. Email them. 11's gonna want 5,000. 13's gonna want $500. 16's gonna be like, yo, I love your shit. Just give me some. I'll fucking hop.
It does drop down fast as a curve.
I think audio for you in the pre-roll.
Yes.
There's certain companies and products that I think should be really tripling down on pre-roll. Live read by the host.
Yes.
I think the one thing that could really change your business is the Super Bowl commercial. And I think the Super Bowl commercial is either Super Bowl, 8 million, or it's $200,000 high risk, high reward.
Yeah, bets.
That's on YouTube. You pre-roll the out of it. It's 3.5 minutes. You pre-roll everybody's vlog and spend $200,000.
Pretty good at that. We've also been playing with just like funny videos. We have one coming out that's how to floss, dancing class.
Yes.
It just imitates the whole how to do a class on YouTube. That's all about my flossing class.
Yeah, that's it.
It's Niles' flossing class. It's hysterical. But yeah, that's new stuff for us. Top of the brand, top of the funnel. Not related directly to the products.
You got the bottom of the funnel figured out.
Yes.
You're in the top of the funnel part. You're in the marketing part.
Yes.
That's what gets you from 25 to 100.
What you've done at Moment is really cool, and you've definitely captured the minds and hearts of filmmakers and these up and coming people who now want to do YouTube. Now that's a full-time job, which is interesting. And so what were kind of the differences in who you were appealing to with these two companies?
The hard part is like when you build something, you start over. Like no one emails you, there's no phone call, like somewhere when you started, right? There's no Like you'd be probably emailing people, nobody would respond. Like who are you? How? So
gotta
that's
build
the
that
most painful
leverage.
part.
Yeah.
Like most people are like, oh, I just go get another job. Like as an entrepreneur, you have to start over. It takes you like 2 or 3 years just to get back. It's taken me 5 years to get back to the same spot I was.
Wow.
Basically, at the end of the day, I got fired and they bankrupted it. So you leave for 10 years, I basically made less money than my friends did getting a job at like Subway. I made more money after 10 years.
And so what brought you to, I am going to start this over.
You just go back to like what you love to do. So I found what I love to do is like photography. And I actually love photography more than action video. I realized afterwards I wasn't really an action video person. I just kind of stumbled into it. It was fun and it was like working. But yeah, I loved photography. So you just start playing with product ideas. And what you can do today is amazing because you can launch stuff on a Kickstarter or you can talk to customers on Instagram. So we just put a first product up. And it starts with 4 people. Very innocent. You don't know if it's going to work. We spent like 4 months, put a product up, and raised like $500 grand on Kickstarter. I was like, oh, okay. Some people care.
Wow.
And then you just kind of go piece by piece. So 1 product, then 2 products, answer all the customer service emails, get kicked in the teeth some more because you make mistakes, fix that. So it's like a constant.
Yeah.
Speaking of product, your conference room needs GoToRoom. GoToRoom features the Nook, which is the brains, a touch panel to navigate and chat, and a camera, mic, and speaker all in one Polycom. GoToRoom has Outlook and Google Cal integration, and other participants can join with just a click of a link. So we just got the GoToMeeting invite, so you can click this to join, or just dial in from the go with this phone number. You can share content to the screen wirelessly, and the touch panel is great for navigation. The camera is a wide angle, great for those conference room meetings, but also punches into whoever is talking.
How does it know I was about to talk? This is magic.
Playing around with this and talking to bosses like Gary and Marc, well, have inspired me to get on a conference room level. Peachy Enterprises needs to expand. So if you're interested, check out GoToRoom.com or the link down below to learn more. Back to you, Marc and Gary.
But 0 to 850 people, that's a fast growth rate, right? Like we've done kind of every year 2x it so I can keep that connection. But if you go at that rate, like how do you develop that team? Because they got to develop at that same rate, right? Or you have to change all the players, which doesn't really work, right?
Yeah, you don't change all the players. What you know is that you don't have the same level of depth you have with number 300 to 850 that you did with the potential of 0 to 100. Okay. You know, I think 0 to 100, and everyone's different. 0 to 100, let's just play, then 100 to 300, and then 300 beyond are 3 very different groups for me. Like the first 100 was a piece of cake. In it, knew a lot about them.
Just works. Everyone gets in, works.
Everybody works. Yeah, and like then have that 136 develop as your homies that you know you're gonna be 4 to 7 years with.
Yep.
100 to 300, you're still trying to make relationship. Of that 200 people, I felt like 10 became homies. Okay. Right? Think about the ratio.
Smaller group.
Yeah. 300, 850, 1. That's real. Yeah. And that's something you have to give up on. Like I used to take a
You rely on 1 at this point. Helps you run it all.
What I mean by that is you're going to get 1 person from that group that may be on the Avengers team.
Gotcha.
Right? You're still running it with the fucking 7 to 15 people.
Yeah.
Companies, I don't think people understand how few people run a company.
It's true.
I'm never worried about scale because if there's 6 people still here, like if Yudkin and Marcus, like if the right 6 or 7 people are around, Claude, like I would tell you that people would be flabbergasted how many people run Amazon.
Yeah, it's a small thing.
7.
Yeah.
3, 9. It doesn't take a lot.
I'm getting a better grasp of businesses on timelines. I'm actually reading the Shoe Dog book, like the story of Nike.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And it's crazy to realize, the CEO of the company wasn't making an actual like decent salary until like 15 years in, right? And so now with venture capital, it's not newish compared to the 70s, right? And so what do you think is some advantages with like the current landscape of like venture capital? And like what does it allow you to do? Maybe what is it like the drawbacks of it?
The harder part is you have to know how to spend the money. So like when you're by yourself and you're just tinkering around, you're responsible to yourself. Like your own thing you're starting, it's like, all right, if this doesn't work, I'm responsible to Sara, right? I gotta pay Sara's bills, right? So it's a little bit, but yeah, the big thing is you take someone else's money, like you cannot get rid of them, right? Like they can fire you, but you cannot fire them. Like you have taken that capital and you have to get a return for people. So if you ever raise the money, it's like gasoline. You better know where to use the gasoline. So this time around was much more conservative. So we raised just small amounts of money, we raised it in like chunks, or we used Kickstarter just to like validate each step. But the second time around, you figure out, like, okay, I got to prove this to myself. So if I'm building Sara Dietschy's business is like, all right, I got to prove each thing works. I'm doing the vlog first, and then I'm going to do a podcast. But you're like building each piece. We do the same thing. And so we don't know if customers want something or care. And so like everything is a test and a theory, the whole thing. And so you just constantly learn. It's like, all right, what do customers like? They didn't like that. Don't do less. Don't do that. Do more of this. Customer service is the hardest part for sure.
You're a funded company, and so you have to decide what your burn or not burn is. You might be profitable, I don't know. But
you
like
run it profitably because you have physical stuff.
Yeah, when you're a funded company, you just decide. When you're not a funded company, you have to make payroll.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a different animal. For me, it's always payroll, and then the rest is offense, because I'm not trying to sell my company.
Yeah.
Unless you're having a macro event, you're going public, or you're selling your company, or you're raising capital, you don't need to make money.
For people out there who, you know, they're like, I'm gonna make that multi-million-dollar company. I'm gonna do it.
You should do it.
Or maybe they're burnt out, post-contour Marc. They're in that position.
That's hard. People give up.
What's some encouragement you can offer to people?
Don't give up. It's actually easier to start when you're just out of college. Because the worst case is you go back to your parents' house. And you're used to that anyways. It's actually much harder to start when you've like worked somewhere for 5 to 8 years and you like, now you have a mortgage, now you have a car. It's way harder.
Like, I'm actually a better entrepreneur today than I was 10 years ago. Like, shouldn't have invested in me 10 years ago. I probably invested in me today. Right? So I think there isn't really a process. I think if you treat people right and you do the right thing, everything else will take care of itself.
Start lots of little things and lots of little companies, sometimes little projects, and eventually you'll learn how to get off the ground. Then it's like, all right, it's off the ground. Like, how do I hire somebody? That's a different set of problems. But just the first part just takes a lot of practice. And so, yeah, what's sad is a lot of entrepreneurs will be successful or get pretty far, and then it fails, and they just give up. You're like, no, do it again. But in order to do that, you have to have like a low cost structure. Like, we just have a very simple life, and so we just keep our cost structure low. If we hadn't done that, there'd be no way I could start again. Because now you actually have a mortgage, you have to pay it, so you have to start a company that's a bad idea or you're not into.
Right.
And so, yeah, one of the big things is just keep your costs low, your personal costs. And if that's low, you can keep going at it.
So don't move to New York City.
Exactly.
Epic. Marc, thank you so much for being on the video today. Make sure to check out him and Moment and all the things in the description below. We got some good words from Gary today.
Gary drops knowledge. He's seen a lot of scale.
Anything else you want to put out into the world?
Yeah, start something, like go for it. I think not enough of the world start things, and they should. Doesn't matter if it's a little creative business or a side gig or whatever, like just have more empathy for how hard it is to do something, but I encourage everybody to start.
Plug it, have more empathy for... There you go. Awesome. Let me know if you like this video, guys. Hit that subscribe button down below for new videos every single week. Check out Marc, check out Moment. And yeah, until next time, stay peachy. Okay, bye.